And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Lucas from Mars, and we're going to continue with this MLB Show 22 Custom League, as we have a matchup here between the Boston Barons and the Toronto Firebirds, teams with exactly opposite records so far this season. The Firebirds sitting at 1-3, meanwhile the Barons sitting at 3-1. And the Barons have certainly been a surprising team this year. They gotten off to a good start, and in this matchup, though, really the reason we're going to be focusing on it here is this is the Firebirds' home opener, but also Brady Singer is going to be facing off against Deivi Garcia, two really good young pitchers in this matchup, and well, Brady Singer is there, and you say his numbers last year, but really a matchup of two pretty young and pretty interesting pitchers here for the future for both of these teams, and that is a ball outside to the leadoff hitter here in Kyle Tucker, or not the leadoff hitter, there's 2 outs in the inning, but Kyle Tucker batting only 200, and let's see if he can get on base here, and he swings at that 3-0 pitch, and well, he flies it right to right field, and it was a strike, but interesting decision to swing there at that pitch, and so there's a look at the part of this Firebirds stadium here, and here is the pitcher, Deivi Garcia, for the Barons. Didn't pitch a whole lot last year, and only had 8.1 innings. Didn't pitch very well in those 8.1 innings, but he's one of those really good and really interesting young pitchers in the league. So definitely want to highlight him in this game. That's a line drive that is caught, and look at this stadium here. You got rocks out there in center field. You also got a bridge that is overlooking this stadium. I think it's a really interesting stadium. I like this stadium here in Toronto, as you get a look at that starting lineup there. And overall, Leury Garcia's batting 429, Mel Straw and Nico Warner batting, right around 300, Straw batting 333. But the offense here for Toronto, it's not amazing. Pete Alonso only batting 118. He had a pretty decent opening day, but he's not really done much other than that outside of opening day. And none of this other lineup here for Toronto has done a whole lot. Not been very effective offense here, and that's part of the reason, of course, that they only have one win so far in their first 4 games. So here is Trevor Story. Now, if you remember back to the opening day episode here that we had with him, Trevor Story did have 3 home runs on opening day. I unfortunately accidentally deleted the franchise save file that we did after the opening day games, and so I had to go in and I had to resim the opening day games, making sure that every team that won on opening day on the recording actually did win there as I simmed, but I simmed the opening day game again for Boston, and Trevor Story did not have 3 home runs in the game that I simulated. So that means that the stats are going to be a little bit off, but I mean, it's just 1 game, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, Trevor Story does, should have 3 home runs there, but unfortunately I kind of made a blunder in my end, and that's why he's sitting at 0 right now. But meanwhile, back to this game, Luis Arias is going to swing and drive a ball over the wall for a home run. And there's his first homer of the season. Struggled in the beginning parts of this year there, it looks like, and that's a big-time swing down the line in left field. And it's 2-0 Boston here early in this one. So Luis Arias there, he's got an interesting stance, one of the more interesting stances in the league, and he gets a hold of that pitch, sending it down the line, and a great swing right there by Luis Arias. So it's now 2-0 Boston. Boston's offense started out this season pretty well, and their offense is showing up here. 2-0 in the top of the 2nd inning. That's a strikeout, swing and a miss on the slider there from Singer to McCutcheon, and he cannot catch up with that pitch. Great pitch right there by Brady Singer. As you look at these Toronto uniforms here, all red with yellow pinstripes, yellow numbers on the back, yellow sleeves, white and red there on the sleeves, and then the hats some yellow there, yellow cap, yellow buttons on the hat, and then an interesting, yellow design retro front with some stripes, some red striping there in the back. I think the Firebirds home jerseys are better than their road ones here. Here's Shohei Ohtani, batting .222 this year, so not doing a whole lot offensively so far this season, but that's a 2-0 pitch that is outside for ball 3, so he's got a chance to get on here, and in a 3-1 count now, the pitch from Garcia is fouled away back to the screen. I also really like the Firebirds text in the front of this jersey here, the helmets, yellow and red. Now the 3-2 pitch is on the corner, and strike 3. And so Ohtani, right now 3-0 count, and he comes all the way back. Garcia all the way back with 3-0 to make that a count there and get the strikeout. Very impressive. There's a fly ball, and shallow center. Kiermaier on to make the catch, and that's the end of the second here. Boston still remains ahead 2-0. So now we go top 3. Here's Amed Rosario up again for the second time, and he's going to swing and send a ball into right field, and it's going to drop down for a base hit here. So a single, and Amed Rosario getting on to begin the top of the third. Now it's Kevin Kiermaier, who is 0 for 1 in the game so far, and that ball is down below the knees to Kiermaier. So 0 for 1 in this game, having a good start to the regular season here, 5 for 17 on the year, but checks his swing a little bit here before the pitch comes in, and that's a ball that is going to get underneath the glove of the first baseman there, Pete Alonso, and it's going to be a double. So over to second base goes Kiermaier, already 4th double of the year in 4 games so far this season, and man, just barely underneath the glove there of Alonso at first base. So second and third, one man out for Kyle Tucker, and he will capitalize on it here. Fly ball very deep center field, and not going to be really a chance to get somebody there with 93 speed easily safe. And it's now 3-0 Boston. I think Boston does have a good speed. They have a lot of speed on this team. Trevor Story isn't very slow. He's pretty quick. And then you got Amed Rosario, who's 93 speed. The guy on second base or on third base now has 90 speed. This team has some speed on it. There's Trevor Story, who swings and misses at a ball down below the knees. Great pitch there by Singer off speed, and great look at the bridge there behind the stadium. That's the back view of the stadium. So middle of the third, Toronto still without a hit yet, but yeah, I do really like these Firebird jerseys. And here's Luis Garcia. I mean, the best hitter on the Firebirds team so far. Doesn't have a home run or an RBI yet, but batting .429 to begin the season through 4 games. And there is a strikeout on a high 4-seamer that gets him swinging. Not a great pitch right there at all to swing at, but felt kind of pressure there. You got a good look at that stadium there, and you got the steakhouse, and you got some parking lots there in the background as well. So I do like this stadium. That pitch was way up there, though. So now it's Miles Straw, 1-2 to him, and that is going to be a slider outside for ball number 2 here. Miles Straw batting .333 so far this season. Watching the first thing, I would think, and there's a swing and a miss. Fastball inside, and Garcia with 2 strikeouts now in this inning, and I think 3 overall. As you're gonna look at this pitch sequence here as well, as switching it up here, 3 different pitches thrown in that at bat, and gets the fastball inside to get the strikeout. Now there's a ground ball and a nice play by Rosario at short, and almost a ridiculous play right there. I mean, that was impressive to even not let it go into the outfield. There's a ball, though, to Pete Alonso, and now Garcia in some trouble here. Already with 70 pitches, now after giving up a couple of hits and now a walk, and the bases are loaded for Ohtani. He's only 2 for 10 this season. This will be a great opportunity to make a big impact here with the bat. He's already had a great opening day start, this season, and that is a swing and a fly ball into center field, and Kiermaier is right underneath it there and makes the catch. So unfortunately for Toronto, they do not capitalize on the base runners, and it remains a 3-0 game here after 3 innings. So we go to the top of the 4th, and here's Darren Ruff, only 2 for 15 this season, and a strikeout in his first at-bat of this ball game. And now an 0-1 here from Singer is a fastball, I mean, right down the middle. What are you waiting for there, Darren Ruff? Not going to get a better pitch than that, most likely. And here's the 0-2, and, well, it was a slider. Definitely not a better pitch than the one that he got previously. Got to swing at that pitch and not swing at that one. Great job, though, by by Singer to throw that 2-strike pitch. Very good 2-strike pitch there. Now 2 down, Max Stassi up. There's a little chopper to third base, and a fire over to first, and plenty of time for the 3rd and final out. So we go bottom 4. Still 3-0. Garcia still pitching pretty well, but there's a swing and a drive, and Rosario is back. He's at the wall. Actually, that's McCutchen, and that's a home run. And there it is for the Firebirds. They're on the scoreboard now. Christian Vasquez, the catcher here for Toronto, gets his first home run of the year. And a 3-1 ball game on a pitch. I mean, that was a mistake in location right there by Deivi Garcia. And a ball that just kept on going. McCutchen ran out of room. And that is a home run. So 385 there on the distance. And now it's a 3-1 game here. Now Luis Garcia coming up, and he struck out that first at-bat of the game. Garcia's 76th pitch of the night is a line drive caught right to the shortstop. That is Amed Rosario's position. But Christian Vasquez gets that big home run. And, I mean, only 2 hits for Toronto here through 4 innings, but they get on the board, and now down by only 2. So there's Kevin Biggio, only 7 at-bats this year, 4 for 7 on the season. And now this 1-2 pitch is a beautiful circle change, way down, almost in the dirt. Great pitch by Singer. He's showing some strikeout potential here tonight, and he's going to get another one here, as that ball is right down at the knees. I think both of these pitchers have been pitching pretty well overall in this ball game, and that's a fly ball into center field, and so he does avoid a couple of base runners there, but that's the end of the top of the 5th. So, you know, Singer's been not as good as Garcia has been this game, but he's striking some guys out, that's for sure. Here's Deivi Garcia now trying to get through 5 innings, and with the pitch count at where it is, this might be his last inning of the game. I think it would be really good for him to get 5 innings here, and with only 1 run allowed. But now Pete Alonso up, and that's a slider for strike 3. Great pitch by Garcia, and we'll just have to see whether that is going to be his last batter of this game here at the end of 5, however. And a pretty even matchup here right now. Barron's still ahead 3-1. So we go to the 6th, and Brady Singer, he is going to come out of the game. So I think 7 hits and 3 runs with, 1 or 2 walks. I think he had 6 strikeouts. So not an awful performance by any means by the young pitcher there from Toronto. Could have been a little bit better, but not too terrible either. Has Luis Familia in this game now for the Firebirds in his first appearance of this season here. And he gets off to not a great start with a walk, so already a man on for Andrew McCutchen, who swings and flies a ball into left. There goes Jesse Winker back. Winker leaps, and it's over his glove, and gone! Andrew McCutchen. And McCutchen there, as he's been nicknamed by more than just me. That's not just my nickname that I've given to, that I can call him. But man, McCutchen there with a pretty shallow homer, only 365, but it just gets over the jumping try of Jesse Winker out there in center. And that's a strikeout and a high slider. And a great pitch location, but it got him anyway. But, man, McCutcheon, big-time swing, and makes it a 5-1 lead. The Barons now up by the most they've been up by today, up by 4 here in the middle of the 6th. And, I mean, unfortunately, with just how the Firebirds offense has performed today, that might be enough to get the Barons their 4th win of the year. Now here's Josh King out of the bullpen, and only .2 innings, but hasn't given up anything in those .2 innings, and hasn't got a strikeout yet either, but he's been perfect there. And so Devin Garcia does only go 5 innings. I think 5 innings, only 3 hits, only 1 run, 2 or 3 walks, and 3 or 4 strikeouts for him. So a very good performance overall from Devin Garcia. It would have been nice, I think, if he would have went an inning or an inning more, maybe, but, you know, 5 innings and only 1 run allowed. Nothing to sneeze at there. That's a great first start of the season for him. And now here's Michael Conforto, who takes a ball down low. So, I mean, some guys rooming in that bullpen right now for Boston, but right now, this pitcher's struggling here. John King, he has walked the first guy, and now he is 3-0 on Conforto. And there is ball 4 again. Not particularly close, those last 2 pitches were. And in 10 pitches, he's walked 2 guys to begin the 6th. So you're running out of innings to come back in this game if you want to come back. And here's Vasquez, who had that home run back in the 4th. Still the only run to this point. And he's going to get some more here as that ball is over the jumping try of the outfielder there. And that's Kyle Tucker in left, I believe, or in right, I mean, and that's going to score 1 run. So, Christian Vasquez is going to have himself a ball game, a homer and a double. Responsible for both of the ribbies in this bowl game. And there is Tucker trying to die. That would have been a crazy catch if he could have made that. But, man, here's a big spot, a shallow, a little dribbler ground ball to short. So not the best scenario that you want there if you're Toronto. You want him to get a hit or get on base, but he does bring in another run, so it's a 2-run game again. And here's Miles Straw. This is the biggest point in this game, with him being the tying run. And it's a ground ball to short, and Rosario will field it and throw it to first in time for the out. So, I mean, that was important, though, if you're Toronto, to get back in the game. You're down 4, and now you're only down by 2 runs here at the end of 6 innings. And as day has kind of turned to night, here you get a good shot of what this stadium looks like in the nighttime games. As Ryan Butcher coming on out of the bullpen here, and not much time for him last season, and it wasn't very good in his 16 innings, but his first start of the season brings up Meta Rosario. He's having a pretty good game so far, 2 for 3 tonight. Now there's a line shot over the glove of the third baseman and all the way rolling to left, where Jesse Winker picks it up and throws it back in the infield. So that's a double for Rosario here, who's got his 3rd hit of this ball game. Now Kevin Kiermaier. So Boston, they're not satisfied with a 2-run lead. They want to make it more, and Kiermaier swings to the first pitch, sends it in the outfield, and it's caught for the second baseman, and there goes Rosario, tagging up from second base on a ball, I mean, that the infielder catches there, running to the outfield. I've never seen that kind of a tag. That was a very, very risky tag right there by Rosario, but it worked out. He's now 90 feet away, and immediately the risky decision there to go and tag up is going to probably pay off, as that's another sacrifice fly, and I think that was the second one in this game from Kyle Tucker, actually. I think he had a sacrifice fly for the first run of the game for Boston, and it's now a 3-run lead, 6-3. So there's Trevor Story, little dribbler back to the mound, and that's going to be a safe, actually. He beats that out, so Story with the base hit. But yeah, Meta Rosario with the really, really risky base running. But there's a pickoff move, and a great pickoff move by the pitcher. And Story caught in a pickle there and throwing out at second base. So a run does come in, though, for Boston, and that's an important insurance run to go back up by a few runs here. So up by 3, and Casey Sadler coming out of the pen out of the pen here for Toronto in his second inning of work this season, and has been pretty good in his first inning of work here. And now Darren Ruff coming to the plate, and he's struggled today. 0 for 3 in this game. Struggled this season. Only has 2 hits still. But at top of the 8th now, you're really running out of... Well, this is actually Boston again here. Can they maybe try to add on a little more? That curveball is way, way outside, and that's the second. Maybe I think that's the third strikeout of Darren Ruff in this game, and yeah, he's struggling right now to begin the season. But I mean, some curveballs there. That third curveball was not a great pitch, but yeah, a lot of curves in that at bat. Right? I mean, 4 or 5 of them there in that at bat, and Sadler now throws to Urias, who's going to send a drive into the outfield here, and that ball is going to get down as trying to dive and make the play in there in center field all the way around second to third base, and Urias is safe with a triple, his first of the season. And man, he's had a good game tonight. I think that's his third hit in this one. And a nice triple there as right into the gap. And now another potential insurance run standing at third with only 1 down. Here's McCutcheon. Had that home run earlier, but then launches that curveball for a huge strikeout right there. And now it's going to take a base hit for Boston to drive in Urias from third. McCutcheon shaking his head. Needed to swing at that pitch. And now Max Stassi looks at a off-speed pitch at the knees. Wow, and those are a couple of great pitches right there from Casey Sadler out of the pen. So, middle of the 8th, and I mean, that's huge. You don't want to make the lead any more than it is. And now, here's Brooks Raley out of the bullpen. So, Boston 6 outs away from win number 4 this season. And so, let's see what Raley can do here with Shohei Ohtani starting the inning off here for Toronto. 1-2 to Ohtani. Here is a swing and a miss. Slider way outside of the zone, and I mean, for a hitter that has as much talent as Ohtani, that is certainly a pitch that you want to take back. Definitely don't want to swing at a pitch like that, but either way, now there's an out here, and now there's 1 away in the inning for Conforto, who swings at a slider way out in front. Nasty pitches by Brooks Raley to get a couple of strikeouts there, and that was just filthy. So now here's Drew Steinermacher, who's coming out for his 3rd save of the year already. And in 3 innings, he's been pretty darn good. 4 strikeouts to 1 walk. So he's been very excellent, and he's looking for a 4-out save, I would think, in this game. And he gets a strikeout there on a 4-seamer inside corner. Great pitch by Steinermacher, and a monster 0 put up on the bullpen for the Firebirds, or for the Barons, excuse me. So we go now to David Bednar, and it's interesting. I thought that they would keep Steinermacher in the game to close it out, but they go to Bednar here out of the bullpen, and he's got a save and an opportunity. I'm not sure if Bednar is usually their closer or not. I thought that Steinermacher was usually their closer, but I could be wrong about that. But either way, now Nico Warner is up, and that's a stop by Rosario, and a good play to get the throw to first base, and now Toronto is down to their final out, so Boston here looks to have this game pretty well in hand at this point. Here's Jesse Winker, who has got a couple of singles in this game, so only batting 190 on the season. 3-2 pitch is a splitter, high and outside on the corner. Great pitch there. That's strike 3, and that's Boston's 4th win in 5 tries this season. So, man, Toronto kind of continuing to struggle this season right now, are 1-4 on the year now. And the Boston Barons, this is a team that I did not expect to go into the season having one of the better records in the league. I mean, it's still so early, but definitely not a team that I thought was going to be really excellent. But they've been playing very well at the start of this season. So that's the one full game that we have for you in this episode. Now we're going to kind of take a highlight at some rookies here, a couple of players that we're gonna hit with, and wanted to get some career milestones for them here in this one. But a 6-3 win for the Boston Barons here. As you look at this line, Gavin Garcia with the win. Yeah, only 4 strikeouts, but 5 innings. Very, very good. 3 for 3. Luis Arias had a great monster game there. So we continue on. We move on here to the Charlotte Cougars playing the Atlanta Crusaders, and similar to the Firebirds here, Charlotte has not gotten off to the start that they were looking for. Only 1-3 on the season, and meanwhile, the Atlanta Crusaders, who I think are a good team, one of the better teams roster-wise in the league, at 2-3 right now. So, I mean, not a great start, but not an awful start to the year. But here is Joe Ross pitching, but we're not really going to be focused on Joe Ross or the pitching in this game. We're really looking at hitting with Jordan Lawler, who is a rookie for the Cougars, and well, there he is. We're going to be player locking with him, so we're going to be at shortstop here. Charlotte, and one of those guys that, you know, this is a team that is going to look to be building around him all season, as Eloy Jimenez up and he flies onto center field. So as he walks back to the dugout, and now here he is, Jordan Lawler. And I mean, the main reason we're focusing on Lawler in this game is he does not have a hit yet in his major league career. He is so far has a 0 average, 0 for, I think he's 0 for 12 or 0 for 13, something like that, so far this season. So suffice it to say, he hasn't gotten off to a good start this year. But that can change with one game, and he pops that ball up on his first at bat tonight, and it's caught in foul territory by the first baseman. Not a great swing, not a great way to begin the game if you're Lawler, but I mean, Jacob deGrom is on the mound for Atlanta, so this is going to be a tough task to try and get something against him. 0 for 10. Lawler is 0 for 10 so far this year. Now the man on first base here, and Lawler again early on that pitch, and again, that's, I mean, a very deep fly ball, and it's caught in foul territory. Man, that was a great catch by Eloy Jimenez right at the wall. That definitely should have been a foul ball, but it was caught there in the outfield. So now Lawler a fly on and a pop out early on his first couple of pitches, and as well as Charlotte has just done nothing on offense. Atlanta hasn't done much either, but deGrom has pitched 7 scoreless innings right now, 7.1 scoreless innings. And it's another fly ball, and he's early on it again. So he's been early on his 3 swings that he's had in this game for Charlotte, and he's still without a hit. So 0 for 3 in this game. And not every time we do a player lock game like this, we're going to have, you know, a great game. But here is a huge chance. So, I mean, Lawler would not have gotten a chance otherwise, but Charlotte did, in fact, get a couple of runs, tie the game. Looks like Atlanta got a run in the top of the 10th, but there it is. A swing and a drive. Great swing timing there by Lawler, and that is his first major league hit. A line shot up the middle against Edwin Diaz. Congratulations to him. It took him 12 at-bats to finally get it, but a huge milestone there. And a great swing by Lawler. So there's a big career mark. And just take just one more look at this swing here. As not a great pitch by Diaz, and a great swing there by Lawler. And, you know, struggling to begin this season. I hope that he can, you know, kind of turn it around a little bit here. But that's good. I mean, always good to kind of get that first hit out of the way. It feels like sometimes the first hit is the hardest one to get if you're a major leaguer. So, you know, just a brand new rookie coming into the league. But Lawler does get his first there. That's a ground ball. So Lawler is in scoring position here. And now Charlotte is down to their last out. And here is Luis Robert, who has not done much this season so far. And, well, this is a big-time moment here, as that ball is ball 4. So that's a walk. 2 men on. The go-ahead of the winning run is now on base for Clay Dugan. He was 0 for 4 in this game. Not necessarily the guy that you want to have up in this big of a situation here, but he's got to be the last chance for Charlotte. It's a little dribbler right back to the catcher, and the throw to first is in time, and this game is over. So Atlanta gets a win here, and Charlotte, similar to the Firebirds, is not having a great beginning to their year, 1-4 here on the season, and the offense for Charlotte has just not really shown up yet this season. It's been very lackluster, and Atlanta does in fact grab the win tonight. So they are now 3-3 on the year, and 1-4 for Charlotte. So not much there. Lawler getting his first hit. That's a cool moment. But now we go into one more game, one more player locking scenario here with the Indianapolis Arrows and the Kansas City Monarchs. The Monarchs, another team that is looking at a 1-3 record so far this season. Another team you would really like to get their second win of the year. And meanwhile, we got the Arrows, who have gone up to just about the best that you can get to here this season, 3-1. And remember, they won that really good opening day game in extra innings. And they've been good so far this season. Here's Zach Eflin. So that's the pitching matchup, but we're going to focus on Bobby Witt Jr. in this bowl game, who does have a hit this season. He has gotten his first Major League hit of the year, but looking for, that first Major League home run, and only has one hit this season so far, I think, with that 0.83 average. So he's not having a great start in 4 games to his season, but here we go. We're going to player lock him as the first pitch of the season. This game is a drive into deep right center field, and there it goes. Bobby Witt Jr. launching his first Major League homer. And that is congratulations in order for him. One of the brightest young stars in this league here. And, a key player for the Monarchs in their franchise. And, man, he crushed it. And he knew it right away as it goes over that, taller wall out there on right field. And he's going to the dugout and he's saying, well, what's happening, guys? I just hit my first Major League homer. But there they go. They celebrate and they congratulate with him. But good job on Bobby Witt Jr. Congrats on that milestone there. First Major League homer for him. That's impressive. So here we go with another at-bat. And yeah, that was only his second hit of the season. 1 for 1. And the Monarchs down by 1 here. And he is going to drive one into the gap and off of the wall there in right. And he is going to get to second base with a double. So there is his third hit of the game. And his second double of the season. And another great swing. Another really good contact on that ball as it goes off of the wall for extra bases. So, here now is Austin Nola with Witt Jr. sitting at second here. And let's see, leaning in is Eflin as the 0-2 is a 0-1 is a ground, or is a pop out actually to first base. So that'll end the fourth. But man, Vladdy there making that catch. But Bobby Witt Jr. is making his presence felt on this game so far. As we go now to the bottom of the 7th, and the Monarchs not doing much in this game right now. They're down by a couple of runs here with the Arrows ahead, and Witt Jr. gets another swing and drives another ball to the wall. That one is going to bounce off, and Bobby Witt Jr. is going to have his third extra base hit of the game. A double into the gap, and man, he's having himself quite the night tonight. First Major League homer. And now a couple of doubles here. He's having a great game. And, the offense they capitalize off of him doing so well tonight, as that is going to be a catch there, and Witt Jr. is going to tag and get to third, no problem. So a base hit would score him easily here now. So let's see if that can happen. As here's Jordan Lawler, and, he's having a great start to the season, and, just the guy you want if you are the Monarchs here to try and claw back in this game and get a run. So here's the 0-1 to him, the ground ball, and that's through. Yes, it is a base hit. So Bobby Witt Jr. will score his second run of the game there, and another swing, another hit by Jordan Alvarez. He's just been crazy this season so far. That's a swing and a miss from Jose Abreu, who has really struggled at the beginning of the season, but that's a big strikeout, and the pitcher pumped up there to hold the lead for the Arrows. They're still up by 1 here in this one, as Witt Jr. having a great night. So here we are in the bottom of the 9th now, and that average is up to 267 now, 3 for 3 in the game. And now an 0-1 is a perfect swing timing single right back up the middle. And Bobby Witt Jr., how about a 4 for 4 ball game? A single, 2 doubles, and a home run. That's a career game for the young rookie. And, I mean, this guy is going to be a star. I think he's one of the favorites to win Rookie of the Year. And I think even if he doesn't perform incredible this season, he's got so much potential. And he is the tying run here. So another situation where this game is going to be won or lost right here in this 9th inning. And there's ball 4. So definitely not the start that Garrett Whitlock was looking for here for the Arrows, as it's 2 men on and nobody out. So here's Chris Taylor, who, 0 for 4 in this game, only 1 for 7 in the series. And this is a big spot right here. 2 men on, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th, and it's a ground ball, and it's not what the Monarchs are looking for. It's a double play. So now, I mean, you got to get a single here if you're Brandon Nimmo, and Brandon Nimmo's had a good start to the season. He's got a home run in this game. A home run right here would certainly do the trick for the Monarchs, and it's a line drive, and it just does not get through. It's caught there by the third baseman. So another win here for a 3-1 ball club to start the year, as, man, the Monarchs go to 1-4. So every team that we saw today went to 1-4 on the season. They started the season 1-3, and they couldn't get that win. So the Monarchs fall to 1-4, and the Arrows go up to 4-1. And again, Arrows are not a team that I expected to do this well this season, but either way, a great game for Bobby Witt Jr., though. Home run, a couple of doubles, and a single, so he definitely had a great game. But, I mean, that's kind of it for this episode, everybody. Now a little bit of a shorter one here, and only 1 full game, but next time, we're going to start the prospect introduction, so we're going to have, I think, at least 2 or 3. I think we have 3 episodes of games in AAA, and, we'll look at some of the top prospects from each team. I'll pitch with some of these prospects and hit with them as well, so you guys get a really good kind of look at what exactly the league looks like talent-wise, and some future superstars to look out for. So it's not going to take as long as it did for MLB Show 20. I guarantee you that. It's only going to be like 3 episodes. But thank you guys for watching this one. Hope everybody's having a great day. Subscribe to see more from me. And know when I'm uploading more content. And I will see everybody in the next one. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.